social commentary on a regular basis. How's your perception of the world changed? Like, what's your worldview now?
My time on YouTube has been interesting because I started really aggressively when I was around 26 and now I'm 32. But that's been a really big transitional period in my life. I think I've become much more relaxed. I've just chilled out a lot more. I'm not as angry. I don't have as many issues.
Well, maybe it's not how people perceive you, but how has your worldview changed? Getting money.
Yeah, so to that point is like, because I've changed as a person in terms of being much more mellowed out, I'm much more reflective.
Hey everybody, so today we're going to be talking about ABBA from ABBA and Preach, and of course we have Sneako here. And there's a lot going on in this video, so we may end up creating another video from just specifically this one. But there's something specifically that I want to address, and that's the topic of charity.
You know what happened to me when I stepped back and listened? Like I realized, like, most people don't think. Most people have nothing to say. Most people just echo the same stuff that you see online. Most people are virtue signaling, and like genuinely, like, that's why I get so frustrated and I interrupt people. And I don't have that same thing where you like mid-sentence, like, what the f am I talking about? I'm pretty like set in stone with my worldview. I genuinely think, like, I've taken the red pill. I see the truth of the world.
Now we're going to table this part of the conversation just for the time being. Sneako's talking about when you see the ugly truth, the red pill. When you can't close your eyes to something so disturbing that it changes your life forever. Now in a previous video, the Kevin Samuel Sword and Shield / Legacy video that I put out, I recommend you watch it if you haven't seen it yet. Bad things happen when you bottle up your rage or deny the ugly truth.
And the red pill is bigger than just women. The red pill is realizing that we're all just pawns in this game. We have no effect. We can't change it. There's no point in voting. The world is the way it is, and the only way we can act accordingly is taking our power back and fighting that. I'm not mad at the dumb girl who believes in this nonsense. I'm mad at the people who brainwashed them in the first place. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than just the people in your circle. It's the whole thing.
Breathe. Bring it down. I understand your rage because I've been there. I just want you to hear me. Okay?
In control does not give a f about us, Abba.
I don't believe that. I do a lot of stuff within the community that I live in. Okay, I'm involved with some people. We set up community centers. We set up stuff like that. Really important stuff that's important to me. We work with government officials who help us get the funding. What I'm trying to tell you is, I understand your displeasure. What I'm trying to tell you is that there are still people that you can work with that can do some change locally. What I think is, hold up. Breathe. I think people are so terminally online that they look at these problems on the whole, and they're looking at the canvas, not realizing there's a small picture right in front of them.
Bingo. And this is actually something ABBA brought up that's essential to make sure that everyone learns. It's important to bring about change, especially for helping out people. Not everyone has the voice, the power, the resources to be able to change every problem, to right every wrong that's in the world.
Okay.
If you spend so much time online trying to solve the world issues, what you end up realizing is you can do nothing because the problem is too expensive. But if most of us focus on the happen in our communities, there's a lot more that we can tangibly do to make a world a better place. And I'm just gonna finish on this last point, okay? I was very fortunate that when I was a young man, I had somebody who wanted to help me at a really pivotal point in my life, okay? Somebody who worked in the government. Now, when this person helped me, they didn't understand the kind of influence I would later have later on.
Now, I'm not a professional poker player, but I would say Sneako's checked out of this conversation.
Yeah. Oh, he did. Emotional damage.
In Sneako's defense, he did have the disclaimer at the very beginning.
Like, that's why I get so frustrated and I interrupt people, and I don't have that same thing where you like mid-sentence, like, what the f am I talking about? I'm pretty like set in stone with my worldview.
He's set in stone with his worldview, meaning the world has nothing to offer him, and he's closed off to learning anything new. This is a very dangerous way of thinking.
You ain't been to your local community center to volunteer for 1 hour. People are spending so much time consuming everything everywhere, they forgot to just be in their own fucking house. So go deal with your family. That's why Jordan Peterson says, go clean your fucking room, okay?
Yeah. Oh, he did.
But they unintentionally, by focusing on their community, helped breed somebody who in the future can help people on a larger scale. They're saying these things because we're always taking a global approach to everything, when really you just got to slow some things down.
Good job, Abba. I see you. That's the best advice I've heard all day.
Like the local stuff going on, like it has a minor effect on what's really happening. And I'm pissed off that the top people control us more than anything. And people don't realize that. So I'm trying to talk to the people on the stream and tell them what's actually happening.
Here's my challenge to you. Go get involved in local initiatives, whether it be your community center. Go do some of that shit, okay? Go work with those kids who are at risk. Go do that. Stream it, film it. I don't care what you got to do. Get permission, do whatever. Do it for a short period of time, and then come talk to me. And if you really felt nothing about that, if you really felt like you didn't influence none of these motherfuckers' lives or didn't do something for you, or you didn't feel like it didn't matter after that, then I'll concede the.
See, now you're doing it not because it's actually helping the global problem. You're helping it so that you feel good about yourself for volunteering.
Emotional damage.
Who gives a shit why people do good? How about doing good for the sake of doing good? I know it sounds crazy.
I did a good thing today. The problem doesn't change. We're all brainwashed. Yes, you feel good because you got a volunteer sticker and you made some soup for homeless people, but this is still happening. There's a bigger problem going on.
I think the problem is bigger than what Sneako realizes. You don't know what kind of impact you'll have on people. Maybe it's the soup, or maybe it isn't. How about the conversation? The smile you give, or the hope you can provide someone who is suffering?
I did a good thing today. The problem doesn't change. We're all brainwashed.
So, Sneako's mission, to unplug men or people from the Matrix, fine. The problem is you need to show these people what to do after step one. We're back to the guy who attacked Dave Chappelle. You remember that? So when you get to Chappelle's comedy show, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna run at him.
You're gonna run at Dave Chappelle.
I'm very fast.
I'm sure you're very fast, but that doesn't explain.
I'm very fast.
I got that part.
I'm gonna run at him.
So what's the plan?
You see, phase one. Phase two. Phase three, profit.
So what's phase two?
I can't speak to what you've experienced. I've had the luxury of mentoring somebody who, from suicide attempts, has gotten their life back together. Do I do this for me? I'm sure some portion of it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
But I can't deny that I'm so happy just for them. Even if I never got to see them again, even if I didn't get any updates, just knowing that they good, that I think is important. I think community helping others, it doesn't feel nearly as intimate or as impactful as the people.
It doesn't feel. You're talking about like how you feel, but it does not solve the bigger problem that's going on. Yes, it makes you feel good that you mentor people, stuff like that, but that's one person compared to all the population that's getting brainwashed every single day.
And imagine if every one of us tried to make an effort to help one or two people. You're looking at it as like, I'm trying to fix the world. Nico, you can't fix the world. I can wake up as many people as possible. You think you can, and one day you're gonna realize you can't fix the world.
Views on TikTok in a week.
It's okay. Hold on. I'm gonna finish. And you're convinced you can. And listen, maybe if you're able to do it, then I'm wrong, and you were right all along. I would much rather convince people to just take one step rather than tell them wake up tomorrow and run a marathon.
And that's the biggest thing. You can't save everyone. The ultimate reality. Someone who knows the ugly truth. I actually did a video on this before. Even if you were to get people unplugged, it's like leading people to the wilderness. You can survive out there, but life is hard. Some people will deny the truth. Some people will agree but won't leave their comfort zone. Others will try it but don't create a plan, or they'll end up coming back to their safety blanket. There's all sorts of situations, but unless you give them the map and can kind of guide them around along the way, they're not going to be able to stay on the course.
My goal is simply like, help the people around you. Take care of your family, take care of friends, do whatever you can. And if you could do at least that much, then if you got enough, help more people. This is my last point. To anybody listening, Sneako, whoever it might be, if you guys get the opportunity, maybe it's not just giving soup to some random person, but if you guys have something you can do consistently and try to help out within your own communities, I'd just volunteer to do it. I know it sounds crazy. I know you're like, why would I take the time to do it? I think there's nothing wrong with doing it for yourself. I don't care. I'm not one of these people who believe that altruism has to be done because you're a saint. Help people if you can, And if you did it, fantastic. I'm not going to question the reasons why. The kid and the people you're going to help are going to be grateful regardless. So if you guys get an opportunity, be it your friends, be it your family, just have opportunity to support the people around you. That's what I would encourage, because not only is it tangible, but you're going to see the progress of the little things that you do.
More than anything, understanding that you can help others even if it's something small. Even if they're in your circle or maybe they aren't. Someone in your family, a friend, or maybe a complete stranger. Doing good actually has really positive effects even on yourself. You'd be surprised. It's something that I choose to do on a regular basis. I wanted to share this because this is something I'm passionate about. It's something that I'm very aware of just because, thanks to these little kids, they actually saved me. They saved my life. Find something that you're passionate about. If you can help people along the way, definitely do it. But to say that one is smaller than the other, it's not worth doing because it's such a small or narrow scope. And that's really what this conversation is about, scope. While Sneako sees the big picture, I need to unplug all these people for there to be any change. At the same time, this is a really large discussion. I'd be curious to see what people think. And it's okay if we don't agree. But I think there's something to be said for when you stop and take a moment to help someone out.
Yo, I want that one right there. Yes, sir.